Hello, today we'll be talking about Seadra, the evolution of Horsey, who evolves at level 32. In the first generation, it was the only evolution of Horsey until Seadra got its own evolution, Kingdra, in Gen 2. Its previous PYC dates are June 22nd, 1996, April 13th, 1999, February 1st, 2002, November 22nd, 2004, September 13th, 2007, July 4th, 2010, April 24th, 2013, February 13th, 2016, December 4th, 2018, and September 24th, 2021. I think Seadra is a great evolution for Horsey. While it doesn't exactly feel like an adult form of Horsey, it feels like a nice progression. Anyway, let's get into the Bulbapedia article. Hello and welcome to the Bulbapedia section of the video. Today we'll be talking about Seadra, the dragon Pokemon, whose number is 0117. This is what it looks like. Type is water. Abilities, poison point, or sniper in Gen 4+. Damp is its hidden ability. Gender ratio is 50-50, catch rate is 75 or 17.5%. Breeding, egg groups water 1, and dragon, hatch time 20 cycles. Height is 3 foot 11 or 1.2 meters. Weight is 55.1 pounds or 25 kilograms. Base experience yield, 155 in the first 4 gens and 154 in Gen 5+. Leveling rate is medium fast, EV yield is 2, 1 in defense and 1 in special attack. Shape is that. It has no foot, so no footprint. Pokedex color is blue. Base friendship is 70. Seadra is a water-type Pokemon introduced in Gen 1. It evolves from Horsey starting at level 32 and evolves into Kingdra when traded while holding a dragon scale. Biology, Seadra is a light blue Piscine Pokemon that is similar to a seahorse with a cream-colored belly covered in rough scales. It has a long tubular mouth, narrow black eyes, a fin-like ridge above each eye, and spiny pectoral fins. It has a large, coiled tail. It has a pair of dorsal fins with sharp cream-colored tips that exude venom. Seadra's venom is toxic enough to induce numbness and even fainting in humans, but it is still prized among practitioners of traditional medicine. Seadra can swim in any direction while facing forward by rapidly flapping its fins and tail. It catches its prey by spinning its body to create large whirlpools. When its prey is exhausted, Seadra swallows it whole using its long snout. Seadra makes its nest by either wriggling between or anchoring itself to branches of coral under the ocean. After a female Seadra gives birth, the male Seadra will take care of the young. It is markedly vicious and will mercilessly attack those who venture near its nest. During this time, the male's venom also becomes thicker and stronger than usual. Aww. Evolution. Seadra evolves from Horsey and evolves into Kingdra. So you got Horsey, Seadra, Kingdra. Game data, Pokedex entries. In Gen 1, in red and blue. Capable of swimming backwards by rapidly flapping its wing-like pectoral fins and stout tail. Yellow. Touching the back fin causes numbness. It hooks its tail to coral to stay in place while sleeping. Stadium. A clever Pokemon that can swim backwards while facing forward. Fainting may result from a jab of its sharp spikes. In Gen 2 in gold, an examination of its cells revealed the presence of a gene not found in Horsey. It became a hot topic. Silver, its fin tips leak poison. Its fins and bones are highly valued as ingredients in herbal medicine. Crystal, the male raises the young. If it is approached, it uses its toxic spikes to fend off the intruder. In Stadium 2, if you have Pokemon Red, Silver, or Crystal inserted, you get the gold entry. But if you have Pokemon Blue, Gold, or Yellow inserted, you get the silver entry. In Gen 3 in Ruby, Seadra sleeps after wriggling itself between the branches of coral. Those trying to harvest coral are occasionally stung by this Pokemon's poison barbs, if they fail to notice it. Sapphire, Seadra generates whirlpools by spinning its body. The whirlpools are strong enough to swallow even fishing boats. This Pokemon we can spray with these currents, then swallows it whole. Emerald, the poisonous barbs all over its body are highly valued as ingredients for making traditional herbal medicine. It shows no mercy to anything approaching its nest. Fire Red, its body bristles with sharp spikes. Curiously, trying to touch it could cause fainting from the spikes. Leaf Green is basically red and blues, but for some reason they removed the hyphen between wing and like. In Gen 4, in Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum, its spines provide protection. Its fins and bones are prized as traditional medicine ingredients. Heart Gold and Soul Silver are their gold and silver counterparts. In Gen 5, the black and white entries are Diamond, Pearl, and Platinums. Black 2s and white 2s are basically the same, but traditional and medicine are one word with a hyphen. In Gen 6, X is Fire Red's entry, and Y is his Leaf Greens. Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire are basically Ruby and Sapphires, but all the casing for Seadra and Pokemon are corrected. The Gen 7 Pokedex entry is Yellows. In Gen 8, in Sword, It's the males that raise the offspring, while Seadra are raising young. The spines on their backs secrete thicker and stronger poison. Shield. Seadra's mouth is slender, but its suction power is strong. In an instant, Seadra can suck in food that's larger than the opening of its mouth. Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl are their Diamond and Pearl counterpart. In Gen 9, Scarlet is basically crystals, but slightly different, so I'll read it. The male raises the young. If it is approached while caring for young, it will use its toxic spikes to fend off the intruder. Violets is basically the silver entries, but fin tips is now 2 words. So you can see Seadra and the blueberry Pokedex here, so you got a few Seadra, and of course the little baby horsey, that's very cute. Game locations. Side game locations and events. Held items Pokemon caught in Gen 1 must be traded to a Gen 2 game in order for a held item to appear. In red, blue, and yellow, you get a gold leaf 100% of the time. In gold, silver, and crystal, you get a dragon scale 2% of the time. In diamond, pearl, platinum, heart gold, soul silver, black 2, white 2, X, Y, omega ruby, and alpha sapphire, you get a dragon scale 5% of the time. In sword and shield, you get a dragon scale with the expansion pass 5% of the time. In Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, you get a Dragon Scale 5% of the time. Stats, base stats, HP 55, Attack 65, Defense 95, Special Attack 95, Special Defense 45, Speed 85, for a total of 440. This Pokemon's special base stat in Gen 1 was 95. Pokéthon stats, Type Effectiveness, damage normally by Normal, Fighting, Flying, Poison, Ground, Rock, Bug, Ghost, Psychic, Dragon, Dark, and Fairy. Weak to Grass and Electric for double. Immune to nothing, resistant to steel, fire, water, and ice for half. Learn step by leveling up. We'll start with Water Pulse. 37 Water Pulse, 44 Dragon Pulse, 51 Hydro Pump, 58 Dragon Dance, and 65 Rain Dance. We're skipping by TMs and by breeding. Nothing by prior evolution. TCG only moves, Confuse Ray on this card. Side game data. Got all this. Pokemon Ranger, in the browser entry. Seadra forcefully spits blobs of water. Capture it before it slips underwater. Shadows of Volmia. It blows bubbles from its mouth to attack. Guardian Signs. It attacks by spitting bubbles that make Pokemons load. So you got all this. Yep. Okay. Evolution data. Seadra evolves from Horsey starting at level 32 and evolves into Kingdra when traded while holding a Dragon Scale. Seadra cannot evolve into Kingdra in Pokemon via Red, Leaf Green before the player obtains the National Pokedex, as its evolution will be interrupted. So you got Horsey, level 32, Seadra, trade holding the Dragon Scale, Kingdra. Sprites here, you got all that. You get to see, okay, it's pretty cool. You got the basics, well, most of the basics, I guess. You don't have all of the stuff yet, but yeah, you can see, I mean, these definitely look like they were based on their, you know, like, they look like evolutions of what Horsey looked like. You know, these scales are a little bit different, you know, all this, and then it's different. The curl is a little bit different. Those are nice and, yeah, curly. This, yellows is interesting. It kind of looks like it has a wheel for a tail. It looks like it's gonna kind of look like that for a while. But yeah, so it's got all the things now, in yellow. Back sprite doesn't really work for it. I guess it could arguably work for this one. Well, I think this one also has more of the things. This is a lot longer than it would become. Then we got Gen 2, color now. We got the belly. It's a different color. So this is purple with pink belly. That's cool. Yep. It kind of looks like a wheel for these two. This is now blue. The color has been corrected a little bit more. The tips are also pink to mirror the back sprite. I didn't even notice that. It's pretty cool. Then Gen 3 got the full colors, the sort of more modern blue, I guess, or what would it become for the next few generations anyway. We got the yellow tips and the yellow belly, you know. Then we got, it's a dark blue now with sort of an orange-ish pink, I guess, for the highlights. Yep. Gen 4, we go to sort of more of a purple blue. This gets maybe a little bit lighter. I think it's a slightly different blue, and fire red also makes it look like a wheel again. Yeah, still kind of looks like a wheel a little bit. But yeah, he's become probably more simplified. It probably gets easier. And yeah, this is black and white. Get the full body sprites again, or back, whatever. Then we get the models here. Pretty good. A lighter blue, sort of darker. The shiny is a little bit different now. It's more like a red
for the highlights and a much different purple, purple blue. Yep. Sun and the moon, probably a little bit different. Not too much different though. Yep. Let's Go Games, of course, has much better models. And home here, yeah. In the anime, Seadra in the anime, being all angry. Pokedex entries, episode 75 in Ash's Pokedex. Seadra, a dragon Pokemon, the evolved form of Horsey. Seadra has a violent temperament, and the quills that cover its body can render its victim unconscious. In episode 85, in the same Pokedex, Seadra, the dragon Pokemon, it is known for its horrible disposition, but possesses both strength and speed. Pokemon Origins here, Seadra in Pokemon Origins, I guess being knocked out by a Charmeleon here. In the manga, Seadra in Pokemon Adventures, not in the water, which is interesting. In the TCG trivia, Seadra's EV yield, 1 defense, 1 special attack, is unique. Seadra's Gold and Heart Gold Pokedex entries likely refer to the real-world theory of evolution. This third point I read yesterday. Seadra is the only Pokemon that may have the Poison Point ability without being a Poison type itself. It is also the only member of its evolutionary family to not have Swift Swim as its ability. Origin: Seadra seems to be based on a seahorse, possibly the spiny seahorse. Its category may be a reference to the Japanese word for seahorse, Tatsu no Otoshigo, literally illegitimate child of a dragon, which is derived from the myth that a seahorse that lives for a century will transform into a dragon. Its spiky, poisonous fins are reminiscent of a lionfish. Its ability to shoot ink is reminiscent of a squid, and the shape of its snout and sniper ability are reminiscent of a water gun. Name origin: Seadra may be a combination of seahorse dragon, sea dragon, a type of animal related to seahorses, and Hydra, a mythological water creature. God, in other languages, external links, yeah, let's move on.
Since we already watched Seadra's first scene in the anime, in the Nidoqueen video, let's watch Seadra's second scene.
Hello and welcome to the anime portion of the video. Today we're watching Pokémon, the first movie, Mewtwo Strikes Back. In this film, Ash Ketchum, the main character's traveling companions Brock and Misty, and his faithful Pokémon companion Pikachu have been invited to the home of the world's greatest Pokemon master, who's been revealed to be Mewtwo here. A trainer has gone against this idea that a Pokemon could be the world's greatest Pokemon master, and he has put him in his place by using his psychic powers to drop him in a pool of water next to his Pokemon. The trainer's not having that, so he's gonna command his Gyarados to go fight him. We'll see a little bit of a cameo from the Seadra. There's the trainer.
We'll show you.
Got a Gyarados and a Tentacruel. Okay. And the Seadra's right there. Yep. Okay.
Gyarados Hyper Beam Attack!
Okay, that's Seadra's second scene in the anime. Let's move on.
Now let's talk about the TCG. I have 1 Seadra card.
It's the second Seadra card design. It was illustrated by Shinichi Yoshida. It's a fine image that shows off Seadra. I like the art style the most. Seadra has 70 HP. It's 3'11" and 55 pounds, which is 0.1 pound lighter than its weight in the official Pokedex. Next to its weight, there's the Neo Genesis expansion symbol. Seadra has 2 moves, Bubble and Mud Splash. I've already explained what Bubble is in the video game, so I'll just talk about how it works on this card. It costs 1 water energy. It hits for 10 damage. Upon a successful coin flip, the opponent Pokemon is now paralyzed. Mud Splash is not a move in the video games. On this card, it costs 2 water energy. It does 30 damage. If the opponent also has benched Pokemon, the player chooses it, or 1 to receive 10 unmodified damage. It's weak to lightning for double damage. It has no resistance. I already talked about why that's odd yesterday with Horsey, so I won't mention it again. It costs 1 of any energy for Seadra to retreat. Its description reads, an examination of its cells revealed the presence of a gene not found in Horsey. It became a hot topic. This is the Pokedex entry in Pokemon Gold and Heart Gold, and a Pokedex entry in Stadium 2. It's level 36.
I have a card for Goldeen, so we'll talk about it tomorrow. Now let's see why other people love Seadra. Now let's look at fan art.
Hello and welcome to the Bulbapedia section of the video. Today, nobody sent in fan art, so instead we're looking at DeviantArt fan art. So for those of you familiar with the series, might be wondering why we're on the single image. That's because this is the only image we'll be doing today. So this is 117 Seadra by Winter Freak. This was cool, kind of stylized Seadra here, so that's fun. feel like it could maybe belong in a show like Rocko's Modern Life. It's very fun. That's it, so we'll move on.
Thanks to everyone who submitted fan art. I won't be streaming tonight as I need to wait until I've talked about Snorlax before I can evolve Horsey into Seadra. Tomorrow I'll be talking about Goldeen. As always, this is my proper outfit and you'll see me tomorrow.